All right, everyone, welcome back once again to the Speedcast presentation in association with Moatorn TV, bringing you Game 2 in this Best of 3 series coming out of WCS Asia. Lower bracket Round 3 ZVT match. We are here on WCS Game 1. Pretty damn cool game. Brandon, you excited for game number 2?
Yeah, for sure. I really like Nerchio's style-esque game. It's fun to watch. It's not like, I have Broodlord, IR win now. It's, it's, a little more interesting. So hopefully it does something similar to that, although this map is really good for turtling, so could definitely see that too.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. WCS not like any other map that we have on the map pool now. So we'll see how this one does play out. But for that, in the bottom right-hand corner, the Blue Zerg playing for Team Acer, winning game 1 in a July War-esque fashion. He's the Blue Zerg, Nerchio.
Yeah, and his opponent in the top right, he is the Red Terran, EG.DeMusliM Lady Call.
Lady Call.
Lady Call.
Lady Call.
Lady Call.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you hear these birds in the background?
I do.
Oh my god.
I do hear them.
That is so annoying. Like,
Yeah.
my window is closed right now.
Wow, those are
Like,
some loud crows.
Those are the most annoying crows. Every day at like 7 o'clock in the morning, these things
Really?
start. Yeah, dude, it's bad. Like,
Oh,
I'll go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something after watching GSL. And like an hour and a half later or whatever, the crows are just like, hey, wake up, guy. It's time to wake up. I'm like, no,
Wake up, guys.
it's Saturday. I'm sleeping in. These stupid crows. Like, there's got to be a dead body back behind my apartment or something. These things
Maybe you
just,
should go check.
dude, they never. No, are you kidding me? It's like
Maybe something shiny over
there's
there.
like a forest out there, man. That's scary looking stuff. I'm
There's a
not going.
chupacabra waiting for you.
Dude, you don't mess around with that chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Will suck my blood.
Yeah.
I'm not a goat.
Hope you don't have any sheep.
I actually do.
Do you?
Yeah.
You for reals own sheep?
No, I don't own sheep, but I tend
Oh.
sheep.
Really?
Yep,
You're a shepherd?
a little bit.
That's so cool.
Sometimes. Okay, let's get into this game here. We do have WCS going for a pretty standard 1 ranks expand here. At the same time, we did have our Zerg player going for that early hatchery of his own. 1 Marine making its way out across the map here, but might be a little bit of fake aggression, just a little bit of scouting right there, as Nerchio does throw a smiley face at WCS. And there was no SCVs pulled with that, though, so no bit by bit, no bunker rush. But this is a map where you can kind of get that bunker over in this little corner right here and do a little bit of harassment. But it doesn't look like any of that's going to come from WCS right now, as he does go up to that double gas. So he could be looking like he's doing the same build from last game with that triple command center, probably going into reactored Hellions.
Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much what Terrans do now because it's, well, really good. I remember, I think it was 4GG who started doing this, like the first little week where he was doing it. Zergs just died. Like you were watching his stream, Hellions go in, force the Queens to go to the back. Or sorry, the Banshee goes in, forces the Queens into the main, Hellions go in, kill every single drone. It's good times. It obviously doesn't do that much anymore, or it would be nerfed, but it's still fun to see.
Now, it's worth noting that this is the WCS version of this map, and there are destructible rocks at the third. The latter version of this map has since been updated, but they finished out the map pool with the rocks there, so it's going to be very interesting to see how Nerchio adapts his build for this map that doesn't have an accessible third right now. He's currently taking that that double gas, and so we could see a build very similar to last game, where he does take that early lair and then Ling speed a little bit later at the same time as a Roach Warren, and that would be very good at dealing with those destructible rocks while maintaining defensive, but Zerg not able to be nearly as greedy as they might be on some other maps right now.
Yeah, this build here from Nerchio, like you said, is looking pretty much identical to last game. He's even going up for the third gas in the naturals, so I don't remember how many Queens he had out, but he's got 2 out for this game, so he's going to be spreading lots of creep. And the reactor just finished on the barracks. Going to be landing the factory there in a moment. The starport started, so he's going to start the tech lab with his barracks and then lift that off, so you should get right into that Hellion Banshee composition. Do you think he'll make more than one, as opposed to just making one like he did last game, or?
Well, it completely depends on if he's going to be getting Cloak. If he's going to get Cloak, he's definitely going to invest more into this. And with the amount of gas that he is banking right now, I'm tending to think that he's probably going to get Cloak. Although he did just build a couple of extra racks there, so
Yeah.
he doesn't have the minerals to really get that right now, although that's going to spike up relatively fast. And we'll see. He does have the appropriate amount of gas to get Cloak, and if we see that dip down here relatively soon, then that is what we're going to be seeing. But yeah, no, actually, he's not getting
It's double
Cloak.
ups.
Yeah, he's getting double upgrades instead. I didn't see those two engineering bays get plopped down. So yeah, that's where that gas is going to be going. So no Cloak for the time being. So most likely only going to be one, maybe two Banshees.
Yeah, like you said, generally don't want too many if you're not going Cloak. Nerchio here is, well, he's trying to take out the rocks, but the Hellions are being assholes and trying to stop. Most of these lings are now damaged. But, oh, here we go. Kills two of them. The Queens, again, get the Hellions to run away, but only two Zerglings left, so that's going to take substantially longer to kill those. He does have the Queens. He can start attacking with them as well. And looks like he's still spreading creep quite a bit.
Yeah, it's
And there's a
definitely
couple Hellions.
definitely frustrating here for our Zerg player. He doesn't want to have to deal with that, but a Hellion run by actually coming into the natural. The drones evacuated very quickly, but a few of them still managed to get roasted here, and they're actually lining up quite a bit. The Hellion's getting in position right here, and the drones do turn around once again, still losing a few of them, but the Hellions are finally going to be cleaned up by the Zerglings. Nice job from Nerchio, not taking too many losses there. If we take a look, he has lost 13 workers, so that's actually not a bad trade there from DeMuslim.
Yeah, that's definitely worth the Hellions that he used. I think he killed 12 there. No, less than that. Probably about, I don't know, 10.
Probably around 10.
Still, that's a lot of workers for like 6 Hellions. Nerchio here, looking to take his third base. Yeah, there it's queued up. He's also got his infestation pit done. No pathogen glands. I always get those mixed up. No pathogen glands on the way, and 1-1 is started for his melee units. No roach speed, but he does have the roach warren. Probably just has that for defending Hellions if something crazy goes on. And the Baneling nest is also done. Do you think he's going to make any Banelings, or is that just defensive as well?
It's purely defensive at this point. He could go into speed Banelings once he does have that Baneling nest. Well, the Baneling nest is done now. But once that does go down, he could be dropping speed Banelings and use that in conjunction with pathogen glands. That's something that we have seen in the past. But right now, he's just going to stick on Ling and Fester for the time being. Worth noting over here that Nerchio did have his main pretty oversaturated on drones. He was about 12 drones over saturation right there. So he is going to instead have these come over here and mine from third long distance mine, which is actually more effective than having about 12 extra workers there.
Yeah, actually, it really is. A lot of people don't realize that you can only have one worker mining at a patch at any given time. So there gets to a point where you've got 3 on each patch, and you might as well have them go attack your opponent at that point. There would do more good doing that, but yeah, long distance mining, obviously better.
Yeah, with that hatchery finally finishing up there, it's going to get that income spiking up. But 3 orbital commands out for DeMuslim. Like we said earlier, that triple orbital build, and even managing to get that landed over here at his third. Marine's going to stem up here as they do try to make contact with these Zerglings that we're looking to do a run by, but the Zerglings are pressured out. The 4th base actually going to finish up for Nerchio over here. He even fooled me. I didn't even see that one go down. So he's going to be able to get up gases 5 and 6 over here at the third, and probably even going to be see gases 7 and 8 over here at the somewhat hidden third. Zergling's going to be making their way once again over here into the third base of DeMuslim, and manages once again to burrow some lings in there, taxing the multitasking of his opponent, and able to get a few worker kills there that he wouldn't have been able to get otherwise.
Yep, I always love seeing Zerg's buried lings. Some lings in the natural also take out a turret. I guess they wanted to not be detected while they were burrowing, but that didn't really happen. They did kill the turret. They all died, however. DeMuslim just rebuilds the turret. Not really a big deal for either side. Like you said, you know, Nerchio's got his 4th, but there's only 1 drone here. He's producing... Yeah, he's not even producing any more drones to saturate it. 2-2 is also on the way for Nerchio right now, as well as a macro hatch in the main, and Hive just finished. And, you know, I don't see a Spire anywhere, so just, again, for 3-3 and Adrenal, you think?
It's definitely going to be looking what it's looking like right now. Could be for an Ultralisk Cavern as well, but we do have engagements going on at 2 different locations right now. The third being overrun by Zerglings once again. A Marauder trying to clean that up. But over here in the middle of the map, the Infestors and Zerglings trying to make contact with one another, but the Zerg is repelled, losing 4 Infestors right there, maybe even 5. Yeah, 5 Infestors. That is 6 Infestors go down there. That is not what you want to see. Some nice fungals, though, and a lot of the bio that was clumped up there is going to fall, and Zergling is going to be able to repel this Terran force. At the same time, the third has not been mining at all for Nerchio, even one of the refineries taken down there, and these medevacs are all completely out of energy as a result of that attack.
Yeah, you know, this is the second game in a row we've seen DeMusliM pushing with tanks while not having siege.
Yeah.
It's like really confusing. I don't understand. They're not even good for Zerglings. You know, maybe if it was this Protoss, they put a little bit of extra damage in and stuff like Stalkers, but it's kind of confusing to see it in this matchup. But you know what? DeMuslim's way better than I am, so maybe he's figured something out that I haven't.
Yeah, I actually don't know. That's something that's very rare indeed. But it's been a really nice job from Nerchio, making very good use of these cost-efficient, well, somewhat cost-efficient, highly upgraded lings, highly mobile lings, that he's able to have that pack of 16 to 20 lings run into third consistently whenever DeMuslim is out on the field. It's able to pick off reinforcements. It's able to force DeMuslim to make a decision to either sacrifice the economy at his third or pull back his army, which is what Zerg is all about, buying yourself time to get that superior army up right now. And look at these packs of lings, able to force out scans in 2 different locations, able to pick off reinforcements, able to pick off 2 different tanks right there, and be able to buy himself more time. Nerchio is playing an absolutely fantastic game at this point.
Yeah, I love this. Seeing little just packs of free units, essentially. I mean, I know lings aren't completely free, but they're definitely the most inexpensive unit in the game, and he's killing more SCVs in the third here. He's killed so many this game. It's already up to 37 workers killed, which is it's kind of ridiculous considering he's just using Zerglings, and it's also, like you said, bought him so much time. He's got Adrenal Glands done. He's building his Spire right now, so he's probably going to go to Broodlords. He's getting more Infestors, and he's also got 3-3 almost done. You know, +3 armor is about 4/5, and
oh my god,
and attack is about halfway done.
I'm just watching how Nerchio is playing with these Zerglings right now. The things that he is doing are so crazy. He had creep spreading on the Terran 4th base. As soon as that was gone, he burrowed a ling, which forced a scan. He made it into the 3rd base, killed as many workers as he can, then killed the turret, then burrowed 2 separate lings and forced a scan. So many scans have gone down right now, and the follow-up from that is burrowed banelings. So
yeah.
Right now, with your opponent down on energy on his scans, then you're going to start doing burrowed banelings. He's going to want to be dropping mules to get his economy back up, but he needs those scans to deal with these baneling bombs. Otherwise, he could lose a ton of units. And once again, we see this huge pack of Zerglings over here looking for a flank, and burrowed banelings can be coming down right now. And Nerchio makes huge connections. Every one of those Marines does fall. 30 supply evaporating right there, and the Zerglings going in for the flank right here. Siege mode still not finished at 19 minutes into this game. The Terran going to be pushing on to creep once again. Where are the Infestors? I don't see any Infestors. The Infestors all died at some point.
Yeah.
And that's really unfortunate, because that's what you need right now. You need banelings, you need these fungals, you need something to be able to make contact with this Terran army. But right now, Nerchio is actually looking like he wants to engage with just the Zerglings for the time being, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that just because there's so many tanks right there. The siege line is so deep, and it looks like Terran might actually be able to press into the Zerg's natural right here, although Broodlords are indeed morphing. The first 3 Broodlords do finish up right here, and they're going to be able to start raining down hell onto this Terran force. And it looks like a lot of the bio is in fact going to be cleaned up, and as soon as that bio falls, the unsieged tanks are so exposed right here. Corruptor's even going to be able to take some pot shots at the medevacs, and the Terran is repelled back at this point.
Yeah, a huge misstep by DeMuslim, unsieging all those tanks and then not sieging them again. He's also losing medevacs just because he's not moving them. 2 tanks here are going to die to Zerglings as well, and you know, now all these medevacs are going home, but they're empty, and not only empty our units, but also energy, so they're kind of in a rough position. There is a group of bio on the left side of the map running past this watchtower, probably going to that base of Nerchio's. Yeah, it looks like it's queued up to go there. No, it won't even go there. It's queued only to the bottom of the ramp. This is awful.
He is going to spot the drones making their way up, though, so he knows that that base is going to be there. The Nerchio with another run by once again into the mineral lines of his opponent over here, forcing out more turrets right now to make sure that the detection is there, and those lings just buying him more and more time. And Fester's actually taking a lot of damage over here from the bio after getting off a couple of fungals to clean up some of this bio, but the hatchery does in fact fall to those 5 marauders who are going to be able to escape right now. Oh, Viking production finally starting here from our Terran player to deal with the Broodlords. Oh, man. But Nerchio's economy is pretty strong at this point. Working off of only 4 bases, but he's got good saturation. He's got all 8 of those gases up. But at home for DeMusliM, with that planetary fortress over there at his own 4th base, his economy is looking pretty good as well.
Yeah, DeMusliM doesn't have gas at that 4th, but he doesn't really need gas, as he's got, you know, about 1k bank and not really all that much minerals. Yeah, same with Nerchio, actually. Generally, Zerg is kind of down on gas and has a lot of mineral surplus, but that's not the case in this game. A little weird. Nerchio is restarting the base at the, what is this, the natural for the bottom left, and he's also got his 4th, like, super saturated. There's also Broodlords in the middle of the map with finally a couple infestors, but he's still only got, okay, now the rest of the infestors join up. So he's got 9 on the map, a respectable number, and still making corruptors.
Yeah, the reason that Nerchio is keeping his minerals so low is because he is continually producing and using those lings. All the lings that we've seen throughout the game, that's where his larva, that's where his minerals are going. And that is a beautiful way to play Zerg. Make sure that you're not banking 3,000 minerals that you might otherwise use for, let's say, spine crawlers. Make sure that you're using those throughout the game to delay your opponent, to tax your opponent's multitasking so that you can get that superior composition later in the game, which is what he has right now. He's got Corruptors, he's got Broodlords, he's got Infestors, he's got 3/3 Lings. This is looking like a beautiful composition for Nerchio, and one that it's going to be very, very hard for our Terran player to deal with.
Yeah, Nerchio's actually been like in excess of 90 lings almost the entire game. It's so weird to say, you know, especially if you're being so aggressive with them and losing so many. He's just, like you said, made so many Zerglings, but it's worked out really well for him. DeMusliM here is, what is this, a tech lab building on a starport? Maybe he's going to switch into Ravens? I'm not really sure. Yeah, there's another tech lab, so either Banshees or Ravens, I would assume. Battlecruiser's not generally used in this match.
Yeah, he'll probably get that Corvid reactor. There it is. It's starting for Raven energy upgrade right now, and so he could be looking for a Raven transition relatively soon here. A medevac going down the left side of the map over here does look to try to want to deny one of these bases, but with a number of Lings and Banelings there already, that's not going to happen.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we were talking about those Zerglings. If you look at the units lost tab, 473 units lost for Nerchio this game. That is so many Zerglings.
That is many
Zerglings. That is not a bad thing. Like,
no.
I love seeing that he's on even or superior footing with his opponent and having lost that many Banelings.
Yeah,
oh, that's
similar
so cool.
to the kind of Terran strategies where you just make so much shit and never stop attacking.
Yep.
It's kind of the same idea. You know, so what if I lose a bunch of stuff? I've got a better economy than you.
Definitely, and so we do see that Raven transition going to be coming out here. But is it going to be in time? The first Raven going to be finishing in about 20 more seconds, but it doesn't look like it's going to be in time. All these high energy infestors, the Baneling's going to be able to make contact here, but the Vikings not able to do enough damage to the Broodlords, who are raining down hell on their opponents in the backfield over here. Nice Fungal's going to be going down on some of these units here. A nice Fungal right here. Fungal's going down on all of these Vikings as the Corruptors come in to try to do as much damage as they can. Broodlings able to provide an effective tanking force against these siege tanks and these Thors, and it looks like DeMusliM is actually going to be cleaned up here completely, although there is a nice Marauder flank over here. Tries to clean up as many infestors as possible. The Broodlord is going to clean up that one remaining siege tank, and Nerchio already propelling himself back to 200 supply on the back of these Zerglings and Ultras. The beautiful Ultraless tech transition, catching his opponent off guard right now, which is what you need to do. You sacrifice your army, the army that's meant to deal with the Broodlords, and then you allow that army to be remaxed on Ultra, so it requires a completely different composition. 5 Vikings in production right now at a time. That's not what you need to deal with Ultras. You need tons of Marauders, and while he is producing 3 Marauders at a time, that might not be enough. The key factor here is, however, the Infestors. If we take a look, there's only 4 Infestors on the map, and they're relatively low on energy, and DeMusliM is pressing across the map right now. Ultra is going to make contact, and the Infestor is actually not needed right there, as the Terran army was not microed properly, and the Terran Sky army going to retreat right now. Not a whole lot to deal with that in the air. The Marines and Marauders at the top of this ramp are going to be able to hold for the time being, but as soon as the Corruptors and the Broodlords do get there, they have to retreat once again, as that air army does come back in, and the rest of the Corruptors are in fact taken out, so these Broodlords are completely exposed at this point, and it's going to be Bio versus Ultras, Zerglings, and Banelings, and DeMusliM might be able to take that battle if he micros well enough.
Yeah, it's got to be really good micro, though, especially versus Infestors and now Speed Banelings as well. Looks like he's going to lose a couple Infestors, like, for completely free, and these medevacs do have lots of energy, but they're also, you know, quite damaged, so, again, Fungals are going to be really strong versus those. DeMusliM is sitting with, what is this, 9 Vikings still, so against the, 0 Broodlords. That's pretty rough. He might even want to land those at some point, just to get any extra damage, but Vikings are worse than useless against Ultralisks. So
yeah, it's important to note that the tech transition will continue to come from Zerg. They'll switch back and forth between Broodlords and Ultras, so you don't want to necessarily lose those Vikings, because the tech transition will be coming back. If we take a look, there's 1 more Corruptor on the field right now, so that could be useful in killing that Corruptor. But yeah, I mean, losing those Infestors, he had 5 more Infestors producing, and there was a bad rally point, but there's actually going to be a large engagement right here, engaging into siege tanks, but a huge fungal going to be coming down onto the bio right there. Banelings and Ultra is going to connect. The Vikings even going to be fungled as well, as fungals land on every one of the Terran units. DeMusliM dropping to only 115 supply, Nerchio remaining constantly above 150 at this point. The last of the fighting units up here on top of this ramp, as the Ultras do indeed retreat, and more Banelings going to be morphed in. The Vikings do get landed right here at the end, and the Marauders going to try to clean up as many of these Banelings as they can. The Banelings do stop being morphed, and a nice burrow on that 1 Infestor there, going to be able to get them to retreat, and these Marauders being able to continually out micro. These Zerglings finally do get cornered over here, as the Terran does make his way back to try to defend his ramp once again. 1 last siege tank going to siege up, but it is too late. The Zerg army gets a huge fungal on all of these units, and swarming through the Terran natural right now. Gonna get on top of the Terran production line, but this is actually a beautiful choke right there. Hold them in the valley where their numbers mount for nothing. 300 style right there. Well played, DeMusliM. Catches my reference through time.
That's impressive. Not only did he hear you from Canada, or sorry, the States, but he also heard you through time.
Oh man, that's pretty good. And Nerchio not going to relent right now. Knows that his opponent is weak. He knows that this is his time to strike. Over double his opponent's supply right now. Zergling's going to get a nice round onto these units, and GG comes out of DeMusliM. He knows when he is defeated. Nerchio takes the series 2-0.
Yeah, well played by Nerchio again. Really love to see this style of not just turtle on the Broodlords and then go try to win. It's a refreshing change.
Yeah, Nerchio just so aggressive, so multitasking oriented. Watching those Zerglings get continually burrowed around the map in each one of those mineral lines, that is so cool. I wish I had the multitasking to do that, and I wish other players had the multitasking to do that, because that is some extremely high-level play.
Yeah, it's not easy to do. If you think it is, you can go even play just those multitasking trainers, and if you can do that perfectly, then maybe you can try this in a real game, but I still doubt it.
Oh, all right. Well, that was a beautiful series here from these 2 players. We might be doing another series today. We might not. But you can find these VODs and many more at our YouTube channels. I'm over at youtube.com/beefpotpie1. Also, make sure to check me out on Twitter at beefpotpie1, and my live stream. Got a 24-hour charity cast coming up this weekend, October 20th, over at twitch.tv/beefpotpie1. Brandon, where can they find you?
Well, pretty much the same deal. YouTube, just Muataran, or youtube.com/Muataran TV. It's MUATARAN. Sorry, and on the Twitters at Muataran.
All right. We've been your casting hosts, Beef and Muataran. We are out for now. Might be back with another series. Maybe not. It's really hot here, so I gotta go get some more water before I literally die. That was an awesome series. More WCS action coming your way when we are